Verse 22, slaves, obey your earthly masters in everything, and do it not only when their eye is on you and to win their favor, but with sincerity of heart and reverence for the Lord. Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart as working for the Lord, not for men, since you know that you will receive an inheritance from the Lord as a reward. It is the Lord Christ you are serving. Anyone who does wrong will be repaid for his wrong, and there is no favoritism. Masters, provide your slaves with what is right and fair, because you know that you also have a master in heaven. May God add his blessing to the reading of his word. So, these verses are addressed to slaves, and they're addressed to their masters, which indicate that, just as I said last week with the family, when we're speaking to not only the parents and the children and the wives and the husbands, they attended church together, it's evident here that they attended church together, slaves and masters. They're hearing the same message. They're hearing direction not only for the masters but also for the slaves. For today, we can interpret this and apply these verses to employers and employees. Those who are over or working over a group of people, and those who are working under somebody. So verse 22 is a word to the Christian slave. Slaves, obey your earthly masters in everything, and do it not only when their eye is on you, but do it as unto the Lord. It's important to note here that in the Roman Empire during this time, 50% of the population was slaves. So 1 out of every 2 people was a slave during this time. Most households had several slaves. They were an important part of the culture and the financial structure and fabric of the times. Historically, there had been revolts, but they were unsuccessful. They were usually crushed under the iron hand of the Roman Empire. One of the examples of a revolt was led by Spartacus. But these revolts just made things worse. It just wasn't time yet for there not to be slavery. Slavery was part of that culture. It was part of that time. Society wasn't ready yet to prohibit it. God had a plan, and there were a series of events that needed to occur first before it was time to do that. It just wasn't time. So slavery was a part. It was an accepted part of the culture and society at this time. So the reality here is there were slaves, and this word was directed to them. Paul was saying to them personally, control yourselves, obey your masters. Not just outward obedience with a heart of resentment, but genuine service as unto the Lord.